You can't change your mindset if you don't have money. You can't make money if you don't have a mindset. If you don't have money and you want to get money, you need to change your mindset. The first step is understanding that it is 100% possible. Here's proof. When I was born, I was poor. My mom was a waitress. My dad was a construction worker. We were on welfare. And one day I turned around at the age of 4 years old and said to my mom, "Mom, why are we poor?" She says, "Because Daddy has no job." So I went outside to find Daddy to give him some advice. I couldn't find my dad, but I found this older gentleman fixing a house. I say, "Excuse me, sir, where is your daddy?" He looks down and he goes, "Son, I'm your dad." He just had a new face. I was like, "Oh, okay." I didn't know what that meant. But the point is, when I was young, I always felt like I could do something about my situation. It wasn't just because of my dad or because of the government or because of the banks. It was within my control. I just had to figure out how to make it happen. So in this video, I want to give you 6 mindset shifts that will help you make money. Mindset, no. 1 is giving. When you have the mindset of taking, everything becomes scarce. You start to feel like there's not enough to go around. You know, you hear people complaining all the time. There's never enough for everyone. But when you switch your mindset from taking to giving, suddenly there's an abundance of everything. People love to talk about how hard it is to make money. And the more they focus on how hard it is to make money, the harder it is to make money. You can make money easy if you focus on making money easy. You can make money hard if you focus on making money hard. Think about it. Which one would you rather do? I choose easy. You should too. But the only way to do that is to get into a giving mindset. The way to get into a giving mindset is to give without expecting anything in return. Give advice to people for free. Give hugs to people for free. Give compliments to people for free. Give smiles to people for free. Give your time to people for free. This is how you train your brain to be in a giving mindset. It's not about money yet. It's about everything else that leads up to it. Once you start giving without expecting anything in return, you start to build up this inner reservoir of energy. And that energy comes back to you 3, 4, 5 times more than you ever gave out. It's almost like you have a bank account in the universe that says, how much good can I put out today? How much value can I add to others? How many problems can I solve? How many friends can I help? The more you do that, the more your account goes up. And when you need something, the universe is going to look at your account and say, "Oh, you've got a lot of good in here. Let me give you some money now." Mindset, no. 2 is doing. The problem with people who do you and have money is they think that money just falls from the sky. They think that money is just given to people. And while there are some cases where people just win the lottery and they get rich, that's not the norm. That's the exception to the rule. Most millionaires I know, every single one of them worked for their money. They didn't just fall out of bed one morning and say, "I'm a millionaire now." It was through their actions, through their behaviors, through their routines, that they eventually got to the place where they are. For example, when I was trying to make my first $1 million, I woke up at 4:30 a.m. every morning. I worked all day. I worked all night. I did whatever I could to make that first $1 million. And then once I got that first $1 million, it made it easier to get the second $1 million and the third $1 million. Now I just work 1 hour a day. Sometimes I take days off. But that was only possible because of the foundation that I laid when I got into the doing mindset, which means getting up early, working late, doing things that other people are not willing to do, so that when you wake up one day and you realize, wow, I'm really rich. You do want to have to question it because you know it. S, because of all the things you did. Mindset, no. 3 is learning. A lot of people who don't have money think that they already know everything. They're too cool to learn from anyone. They're too smart to learn from anyone. But here's the truth. The smartest people on earth are students. The most successful people on earth are students. They're always learning. They're always reading books. They're always listening to podcasts. They're always watching videos. They're always talking to mentors. And this is important because if you want to make money, you're going to need to learn skills that other people don't have. Skills like sales, marketing, advertising, negotiating, branding, storytelling, media. You need skills that will make you more valuable so that people will pay you more money. And the only way to get those skills is by putting yourself in a learning mindset. You can tell if someone is in a learning mindset or not based on the types of questions they ask. Someone with a learning mindset always asks questions. They say, "What do you recommend? What do you suggest? How did you do it? Can you give me an example? Can you show me how it's done?" But someone with a scarcity mindset will say, "I don't know. I don't care. It doesn't matter. Who cares? Not interested." Those are all very judgmental statements. They don't allow you to be open to ideas, concepts, and thoughts that other people have. And this is why you need to put yourself in a learning mindset, even if it feels uncomfortable. Even if you feel like you already know everything, still learn. Still read books. Still watch videos. Because you might learn something that you've never learned before. Mindset, no. 4 is growing. Most people stay small. They stay in their comfort zone. They're scared to grow. They're scared to change. They're scared to evolve. And because of that, their income stays small. Their lifestyle stays small. They live small lives. But if you want to break free, you need to embrace growth. Growth is painful. Growth is uncomfortable. But without growth, you can only grow so big. And a great way to get into a growth mindset is to visualize yourself as if you already have the things you want. Visualize yourself waking up in a big home. Visualize yourself driving a nice car. Visualize yourself having lots of friends. Visualize yourself being on a beautiful vacation. The more you visualize yourself living that life, the faster you'll get there. Why? Because visualization triggers emotions inside of you. Emotions like excitement, gratitude, happiness, which makes you feel good. And when you feel good, you start to believe it's possible. And once you believe it's possible, you start to take action on it. And that action gets you closer and closer to your goals. Mindset no. 5 is abundance. This is probably the most important one. The reason why most people don't have money is because they have a scarcity mindset. They think there isn't enough to go around. But if you switch your mindset from scarcity to abundance, suddenly you start to see opportunities everywhere. Suddenly, you start to see possibilities everywhere. Scarcity is the mindset of, "I can't do this." Abundance is the mindset of, "I can do this." A great way to practice an abundance mindset is to look at other people who are rich and say, "I want that." But instead of saying, "I wish I had that," because "I wish" is a very negative word. When you say, "I wish I had that," it's coming from a place of scarcity. You're saying that you don't have it right now, but you want it. And that's a contradiction. You can't have something if you don't believe it's possible. Instead, you should look at other people who are rich and say, "I want that." Then go out and do whatever it takes to get there. Don't worry about whether or not you have it right now. Just focus on getting it. Take massive action. That's how you overcome scarcity. Mindset, no. 6 is patience. A lot of people want to get rich quick. They want it yesterday. But that's not how it works. It takes time to build wealth. It takes time to create a business. It takes time to develop a skill set. It takes time to become an expert. So instead of worrying about how long it's going to take you to make money, just focus on taking the next small step. Focus on the process. Focus on the journey. Enjoy the ride. That's how you stay motivated. That's how you stay inspired. And that's how you eventually build wealth. Those are 6 mindsets that will help you make money. If you want more, I'm going to leave another video right up there that you can check out. It's called 6 Unconventional Ways to Make Money. I'll see you over there.